Hey there folks, John here, and we are out at Digital Press Video Games. Like I said in the video the other day, they have a huge Black Friday sale going on. Everything in the store is 33% off, and well, everything pre-owned anyway, and since most of the things in this retro gaming store are pre-owned, almost everything's 33% off, so that's systems, that's games, that's everything else. So we're going to go and we're going to see what they have, and yeah, let's see what they got.
Okay, so here we are at the Digital Press storefront. We're going to head inside and see what's up. So there's a lot of people in here today, like a lot more than usual. Usually there's like 10 or 12. There's probably 50 people in there when I walked in the door. But you got your common NES stuff here. Just going through this stuff because this is usually the first place I hit. This was kind of cool. They sold NES game bundles here, and you can see it's got a bunch of different games there. I'll go into the next one. You can see that price is different because there's different games in there, but pretty cool. You got your Sega Master System up there. That's an awesome shelf piece. TMNT Hyperstone Heist, Night Trap, all kinds of fun stuff. This is obviously their Sega display case. And now you got the Atari and like ColecoVision and basically all like the super vintage, super retro stuff in this case. So a lot of fun to see all this stuff. They have a really, really good collection of just good historical pieces. That box ColecoVision was super shiny. Pokeball Plus, been meaning to pick one of those up. Mega Man X, really tempted by that, but decided to pass on it. And then, just some other SNES and NES stuff. Lots of repros there over there on the right. More on that later. 3DS games are up next, and I was planning on getting something from this section just because I need to fill out my 3DS collection. I've had it for like a year and a half and only have like, I don't know, 4 games probably physical. Shovel Knight, always a good call, but I own it on like 3 other systems. And then Super Mario 3D Land. This one I actually carried around for almost my entire trip. Ended up not buying it though. I ended up putting it back for something else. And here, so this is the cool thing. Like, they've got all these old games, Atari 5200 games. I mean, like, no other retro store stocks those. And look, with the original price tag on it, $39.99. What a deal. And now here we go. I thought I had hit the jackpot on Famicom games, and I had said in my previous video that if they had Famicom stuff, I was gonna clean them out. And ended up, finding some stuff, some interesting stuff. You got, I actually don't know how to pronounce any of these things because I don't know Japanese, but that's an RPG that I just pulled out right there. This is a shmup, and actually, if you notice on the front of it, it actually said RPG element. That's because they tried to incorporate some RPG elements into that shmup, but this is actually the Famicom version of Clash at Demon Head, if you're familiar with that game. And then you have these Gundam RPGs as well, and there were like 3 different ones. This is a weird like Japanese board game. Again, lots of text, so you're not going to be playing this if you don't know Japanese. And then the last one I pulled out is this is Sasa, I think. I need to see the front of it. Yeah, this is Sasa. It's an early Japanese shmup. Not a lot there. You also have the Mario kicking a Hammer Brother in the face. I just thought that was cool. E.T., the video game, one of the best games of all time, of course. This is the little museum section they have at the back. And they had everything turned on, which was just kind of fun to see. You had Dig Dug and Burger Time down there, and then just a ton of classic games up on the shelf. And this was one of the coolest moments. That guy right there is carrying a boxed Turbo Duo into the behind-the-counter area because somebody actually decided to buy that sucker, and it was listed for $800. Now 33% off. You probably got it for around $550, but still, that is a huge chunk of change to spend. And there's a close-up for you just in case you missed it the first time, but super cool. And then lastly, this is the DS and 3DS section up by the counter. Showing this specifically because I got something out of here. I'll show it in just a second.
Alright, so that was pretty successful, I'd say. Really cool to see that many people in the store and just all the stuff. They pulled out all the stops for this thing. The guy, I'm assuming was the owner, said that he put out like literally every system that he had for this thing, and he was going through them like crazy. People were walking out of there with just these massive towers of like GameCube games and stuff. Really, really cool too to see the that Turbo Duo go for sale, and that thing was boxed, and that sucker was $800. And you know, of course, they bought it today. They got it for what was it, 33% off, so it'd be like 500 something. So I guess if you're gonna do it, like today's the day to do it, go big or go home, whatever. But like when people saw the take of that thing out of the shelf, there was just like this visible like hush or audible hush that fell over the store, and everybody's like, what is going on? So yeah, some guy walked away with that box Turbo Duo, and you know, good for him. I hope that he has a great time with it, and dude, I would super love to have it. But anyways, I picked up some stuff. You know, I went through a bunch of stuff. Saw some Famicom games there, went through them all. They were all basically RPGs. There were a couple shmups there, but they were like really like early NES shmups, and they weren't great ones, and that it wasn't worth it to spend the money for me. And the rest of them were RPGs. You had Magic of Sherazad or something like that, which is like an Arabian Nights based RPG, which is actually a really good one. But that's in English already. There's an English version of it, so you don't need it. They had some Gundam RPGs, and then some other stuff too. So it was pretty cool to see. But again, RPGs, lots of text. I don't know Japanese. When I look for Famicom games, I'm more looking for action stuff, platformers, that sort of thing. But I did get some other stuff. So first, I'll start out with the unexciting one. Oop, that's not it. I went ahead and picked up Adventures of Bayou Billy. I've been meaning to pick this one up for years and years, just because I played it as a kid. It's not a good game. Don't go pick it up yourself. This one's totally sentimental, but $4, you know, 33% off of that is like $2.70 or something like that. And it was worth it to me because the label's in good condition. The pins seemed like they were in good condition. Probably wasn't played much because, again, not a good game. But anyways, yeah, so that was good. I was actually pretty happy to pick that up. Check that one off the list. And now getting on to the more exciting stuff. I picked up Okamiden. If you're not familiar with Okami, they actually did an HD remake, or not remake, but re-release of this on the PS4. And it's actually pretty good. I've never played the DS version, but this is basically a sequel or maybe a side story or something like that, and I never see them in good shape. Actually, I never see them at all. I think I've only ever actually come across one in the wild like once, just because it didn't sell very well. So it was where is it? It was $19.99. I don't know if you guys can see that or if the sun's blowing it out. It was $19.99, so 33% off that. About $40, so not bad at all. And yeah, so pretty happy to have that one. And as is the case with all of these, it comes with the insert there, and then also the manual. And look at the little cute puppy. That's pretty cool. So anyways, so Okamiden. I'm pretty excited to have this one. I've been wanting to play through it for a long time. Not been wanting to play ROM of it, so I will be playing this on my DS, and I will enjoy it. Next, we have something that I've been on the lookout for a while, and the box is a little bit beat up on the side, but Kid Icarus Uprising. And I wanted it in the actual box, and again, you guys know I usually don't buy things online because I can't see them with my own eyes and know that they're in good shape. And even though the box is a little bit torn up there on the side, and you see the side label's just a little bit ripped, it comes with everything that it's supposed to, including the stand for the 3DS, because the thing's a pain in the butt to control without it. And then also, obviously, I can get it out of the box, the game itself, and I was excited to see, because Nintendo doesn't do manuals anymore, but still has the AR card with it. So for the little like AR scanner that they had, which I don't have, but you know, it's cool to have it complete. And then I actually really like the box design. You've got the little pictures of Pit and Dark Pit in there, and it actually just looks really, really, really good. So super happy to run into this, to find it, and I won't put it all back in there for you, but just to show you, it was $27.99, which means 33% off. Got it for about 20 bucks, which normally complete in box, this thing usually sells for about 40 or maybe higher, depending on if you get a bad auction. So 20 bucks for that is an absolute steal. Super happy about that. But the coolest thing, and my favorite thing that I bought, I've seen this just sitting there for a long time at Digital Press. It's probably in my video from like a year ago too, to be honest with you. But I've never bought it because it's a repro. And some of you guys may know, I make repros, including boxes and manuals and everything. And so for me to buy a repro is a little bit weird, but I think that it's worth it because this is Fantasy Zone. And this is a repro by somebody. They basically took the Japanese version of the game, put a translation patch on it, and put it on an NES cart, and then made a box for it. And Fantasy Zone is like a really special game to me. It's one of my absolute favorite games of all time. And I just love it. And it's been a really long time since I just got a good shelf piece. And to me, even though I make repros, a good repro is still worth buying. Just because a lot of love and care go into these things. And let me open it up for you guys so you can see. But it comes with this cool blue cart, which is just super awesome. And it just looks just like really nice, and there's a little dust on it. Just looks really nice, and I love the blue color that they chose. Looks like the soldering job on the inside is pretty good. I can see in there. Looks like everything's soldered to the right pins and everything. And then the other really cool thing it came with, and this was the thing that sold it for me, right, is they took the time to print a manual for it, which you don't see a lot of repros. Even the ones that I make, I haven't perfected manuals to the point where I would actually sell it with a manual yet. But they actually made a manual to go with it, and it got several different pages. It's not just like a flip out one. You know, it's got screenshots from the game and stuff. And that to me is just a mark of quality that just makes something like this worth it. And again, kind of transforms it from just, okay, this is just a moneymaker, to like the person actually put some time and effort and care into this thing, and some level of craftsmanship. And that totally makes it worth it for me. So I'm excited about that. This is the thing that I'm probably most excited about. And you can see it was $60. If you can see that, there we go, get it out of the light. $60 right there. But again, 30% off. I ended up paying $40 for it, which $60 was a little high for me, but $40 for like a really nice shelf piece like that. And honestly, I've been looking at speedrunning the game anyway, and to have that where I can use it to speedrun an actual physical cartridge, it works really well for me as well, even though I've got an EverDrive. But yeah, so that's the thing that I was really excited about. So I think it's worth it to support the people that really put a lot of love and craft into things as well, not just like the enthusiasts, not just the games that you get off the shelf. So really excited about that. And that was my trip to Digital Press for Black Friday for 2019. And I ended up spending about $80, a little more than I had originally wanted to spend, but I saw that Kid Icarus Uprising when I was leaving, and I mean that was it. That kind of cinched it. So that's about all for me this time. Hopefully you guys got some good deals on Black Friday. If you did, throw them down in the comments. I'd be happy to hear about them. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff, and I will see you guys next time.